Very
All right,
cool feature.
so you've already slowed them down by 10 feet. You hit them with a ray of frost, another 10 feet, and you
Third
shove them back
round.
5 feet.
Third round, we have dealt no damage. We've dealt a d6 damage, and then we've pushed it 5 feet. And it's no longer slowed by the Ray of Frost. What a great way to spend 3 rounds. Do you have any thoughts on Gravity Well? It's kind of a cool feature, right?
It's like another one of those things. I mean, just like the adjust density, I'm happy that I can just keep using this as long as I'm casting spells anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't want to move that guy, but now I'm going to.
Yeah, why not?
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're going to take another whiz. That's right. It is time for the Graviturgy Wizard.
Yeah, this is the other. We talked about the Chronergy one. That's from Explorers Out of Wildman as well. This is the second one from that book, I believe. It's neat. I like the Graviturgy spells a lot more than the Chronergy stuff, just because I think there's a lot more, like, I don't know, fun. There's more dynamic elements to these kinds of spells. This option looks pretty interesting. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I like it.
Diving in?
Yeah.
Sick. So we start at second level as opposed to getting one of those features that don't matter. Which let you like have the gold cost of putting spells in your book or whatever. We get adjust density. At second level is an action. You can magically alter the weight of an object or creature you can see within 30 feet. The object or creature must be larger or smaller. The target's weight is halved or doubled for up to a minute or until your concentration ends, as if you're concentrating on a spell. While the weight of creature is halved by this effect, its speed increases by 10 feet. It can jump twice as far as normal and has disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. While the weight of a creature is doubled by the effect, the creature's speed is reduced by 10 feet. It has advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Upon reaching 10th level in the class, you can target an object or creature that is huge or smaller. This is super neat. It's kind of crap, but it's super neat.
I don't know. I mean, there's I don't. Is there anything about saving throws or nothing? You can just do
Strength
this?
check. So if yes, you just do it. Something is affected by it. You can give something forcibly disadvantage on strength-based saving throws if you want to. You also make it faster.
Yeah. I mean, you do that to your friends. But I don't know.
And then they have disadvantage on strength-based saving throws.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you could find some use for this.
I think. Okay, so like plus 10 speed is, I think, one of the modes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not much, right?
No, not at the cost of strength check. Well, maybe at the cost of strength checks and saving throws. If you've got,
it's also good.
Just thinking, if you've got a guy hasted and then you do this on top of it, he's all over the map. This is
you can't,
this is
because
one
this
more
requires
what?
you concentrate on it.
Oh yeah.
You have to concentrate on this, so that doesn't
Or if somebody else hastes him,
work.
you're frozen
I
there
really
for a
wish you
second.
could just like have this up. I really wish. Yeah,
Yeah.
my back. Sorry, I just got the notification my internet's unstable. Love that. But like, if this didn't take concentration and you got it like once, and you could use it one at a time, basically, right? Remove the concentration cost. I can't have this up. I can't have my other long duration concentration effects. I can't have my summon shadow spawn. I can't have my conjure minor elementals. I can't have a lot of the known powerful stuff that wizard gets. That's going to leave this to be more of like an out of combat utility thing. And as an out of combat utility thing, we talk about jump and how the rules are kind of broken for it. Maybe they're fixed in the next edition. We're going to find out soon. But at the moment, you need to have a large amount of speed to do the jump stuff. This will give you a little bit more speed to do those large jumps, but it's not like inherently letting you jump 50, 60 feet. It's not going to be this huge out of combat utility bit, right?
No, I mean, but it's a thing. I mean, there's no limitations on how many times you can use it, right? True. I don't know. I feel like, all right, especially at second level when you get it, you don't have a whole lot of spells. You don't have many that you want to be concentrating on. You pull this out and have some fun with it. Make your enemy go slowly, and you guys run around and attack it at range. Have fun.
It's a 30-foot range though, so like it already is pretty close to you, and you don't want to use it because it's within 30 feet of you for you to slow it at all.
Does it have to continue to be 30 feet away from you?
No, but like
Yeah.
you have to get it within 30 feet of it, then you drop its speed, and then it like I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing it go apart, especially because like
You
it's an
do it when
action
it
to
gets 30
use.
feet from you, then run away from it.
Okay, here's a question. You like Ray of Frost. Is this better than casting Ray of Frost?
Maybe.
I don't think it is.
This could stack with Ray of Frost.
I pushed you down the wrong path. Oops. Commenters down below, if you've played this, let us know how you felt about this feature. I love this. I think while it isn't good, I wouldn't put this on a character sheet and expect not to use it, and I would try to use it anyway because it looks like that kind of fun feature. I'm glad this feature exists on an already powerful class. I don't think Wizard needs to be more powerful, for the record. I think subclass features can be experimental like this. They probably could have done without the concentration, like I said earlier. But it's neat, it's novel, it's definitely doing the fantasy of a gravity affecting wizard in a pretty cool and satisfying manner, though, right?
Yeah.
At 6th level, you get Gravity Well. When you reach 6th level, whenever you cast a spell on a creature, you can move the target 5 feet to an unoccupied space of your choice if the target is willing to move, the spell hits it with an attack, or it fails a saving throw against the spell.
That's a lot of ifs.
It's if you hit it with an attack roll, or if it failed your saving throw, you get this move, or if it's a buddy, right? Those are the two different conditions, basically. If it's hostile, you have to connect to it, and if it's a buddy, it can just move whenever if it's affected by your spell. Yeah,
I like it.
This obviously plays super well with all of the spike growth crap, right? All the wall stuff, right? This is a bread and butter. Like, if you have a druid at your table, this should go very well alongside what they're doing. You could also, like, because you can put down a concentration effect, this does give you real ways to just, like, cast chromatic orbs to get things to move, right? It won't move on Magic Missile, right? Because Magic Missile doesn't make any attack rolls. So you can't, like, use a lot of things that are certain to get things to get guaranteed 5-foot push. But you can.
Oh, yeah. Hits with an attack. Okay.
Yeah, you have to hit with an attack roll or it has to
Yeah.
fail a saving throw. You can try and manipulate this in a pretty cool way, so you can turn on your own giant area effect damage spells that, when it enters the space the first time on its turn or starts its turn there, well, now on your turn, you have Gravity Well to push. That's cool. I like that this is satisfying that, again, gravity-based fantasy of just like, you get pushed around a little bit, gravity shifts around subtly, you're moving things a little bit around the battlefield while you're casting the giant area effect stuff that the option kind of wants to be casting anyway. Very cool feature.
So you've already slowed them down by 10 feet. You hit them with a Ray of Frost, another 10 feet, and you shove them back 5 feet.
Third round, we have dealt no damage, we've dealt a d6 damage, and then we've pushed it 5 feet. And it's no longer slowed by the Ray of Frost. What a great way to spend 3 rounds. Do you have any thoughts on Gravity Well? It's kind of a cool feature, right?
It's like another one of those things. I mean, just like the adjust density, I'm happy that I can just keep using this as long as I'm casting spells anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to move that guy, but now I'm going to.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Move him 5 feet further away. Because you just stable this to every spell you ever cast, right? You definitely will have scenarios where over a course of a game, this forces a dash like a handful of times. That's great. And it's doing that for free on top of also helping with the area effect damage stuff. It also gives us some build potential, right? You could definitely not think about this feature at all and find it's useful sometimes. You could also really think about this feature, try and build into it, and probably have a little bit of success using some off-the-wall thinking. That's cool. I like these kind of features a lot. It's also like 2 lines. It's super easy to digest.
Yep.
Violent Attraction is our 10th level feature. Whenever another creature you can see within 60 feet of you hits with a weapon attack, you can use your reaction to increase the attack's velocity, causing the attack's target to take an extra d10 damage of the weapon's type. Alternatively, if a creature within 60 feet of you takes damage from a fall, you can use your reaction to increase the fall's damage by 2d10. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your int mod minimum of 1, and you get them all back when you finish a long rest. Great name. Mediocre feature.
I think it's cool. You know what I like about it? I like that the wizard is making the marshals feel better about themselves.
Me too. I really like that this specifically sets you up as a support caster, right? It's saying you can do all your spellcasting stuff and still help out your buddies when they're hitting things. Or you use reverse gravity yourself and then use your vital attraction on things that fall from reverse gravity, which is also pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that that little extra line of text is in there. The 2d10 extra fall damage. That's very fun.
Yeah, I mean, if those turns you're not using absorb elements, you're not using shield, okay, I'm using my reaction for you, friend.
Given how many good reactions wizards have, I do genuinely think you're not going to use all of these each long rest.
Yeah.
Like with the amount of first level spell slots and counter spells you've got access to, like, and you're doing 1 or 2 encounters per long rest, you're not going to use all your violent attractions. So if you have a window where it's safe to do it, yeah, sure, throw the dog a bone, give him bonus D10 damage. It's worse than shielding. It's worse than using absorb elements when that matters. So you do want to try and time it right. And I think there will be genuinely encounters that you're so scared, even if you didn't end up using shield or absorb elements or silvery barbs, you will still want to hold it up just in case, and the violent attraction kind of goes to waste. So this probably ends up being a little bit better at lower power tables where you're not like worried about your life constantly. At those tables, it's fun, it's cute, but like let's be honest, 5 to 10 bonus damage to other people's hits every long rest, like that's not a compelling feature, really, right?
Nah.
Yeah, it's not that great. Again, doesn't need to be. It's okay that it's not that great. It doesn't need to be. And it is thematically fitting to the subclass. I do get all of what the flavor happening here. This all does feel somewhat cohesive to me. You're good at making things hit harder because you're able to like impact, create more impact with more velocity. That's cool. You move things around with gravity wells. You can adjust people's density to be lighter or heavier. All that feels like a gravity wizard.
Sure.
We end on Event Horizon, so at 14th level, as an action, you can magically emit a powerful field of gravitational energy that tugs at other creatures for up to 1 minute, or until your concentration ends, as if you're concentrating on a spell. Creature hostile to you starts its turn within 30 feet. It must make a strength saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, it takes 2d10 force damage, and its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of its next turn. On a successful save, it takes half so much damage, and every foot it moves costs 2 extra feet of movement, which is like super difficult terrain. Once you use this feature, you can't again until you finish a long rest, or until you expend a set 3rd level spell slot or higher.
All right. I like that you have the option. Not sure how many times I'm going to do that, but yeah, maybe more than once.
I really wish this had a bonus action spool up. I really wish you could just use this without having to waste a whole turn in combat. It's so much harder for me to see this being something I want to do if I have to spend my action in combat doing it. If things are getting sticky and things are approaching me as Wizard in the backline, because they need to be within 30 feet for this to do anything at all, me setting up Event Horizon as my action, it may just force them to throw crap at me, right? And if that's not that much better than just teleporting away or blowing them up or casting an area effect spell or doing a dozen other things, right?
That's true. But
yeah,
I think it
I've
could
heard
still be
there was
fun.
a butt coming. I was waiting for your butt, but
yeah, I think it could be fun, but
definitely.
And every once in a while, potentially, devastating for the enemy. That's a little bit harder to imagine.
One thing I do really like about this is it always does something even if they pass.
Yes.
This is not going to screw you over ever. You can assume that something with like a base speed of 30 is not getting to you the turn it goes through it, right? Because it costs 3 feet for every 1. So it needs to spend 30 feet of movement to move 10 feet, 30 feet again if it dashes, and then it is still only 20 feet away from you, right?
Right.
So like that giant cost of movement is a pretty big boon. Now commenters let me know if I'm reading that wrong. And 2 extra means just 2. I'm pretty sure it means it costs 3 feet for 1. But as it stands, this will do the job of keeping things off you and then sometimes root things, which is pretty cool. I could see you trying to build towards this. I could see people going tank wizards with, fire shields, high AC, getting in the middle of people and just being a lockdown wizard, right? Everyone around me isn't moving unless I say so. I move them around my gravity pools. I'm casting area effect damage spells around me. I'm a short range kind of gravity-based character. That seems like a really cool build direction. I kind of wish you got more compelling reasons to be engaged in short range combat earlier. But there is some cool build around potential here, even if I don't think ultimately it's gonna be that powerful. Like this is definitely worse than concentrating on 5th level or higher spells, right? Like I will concentrate on a 5th level or higher spell over this basically every time I'm trying to win.
Probably.
Like if I want to have fun and I like the fantasy of it, I'll use this thing for sure. But this is definitely worse than most of the spells you have at your disposal that you would want to concentrate on. So
yeah, I think you're right. But yeah.
I think you can have a good time with it. That
Absolutely.
pulls this whole thing together. I like this thing a lot. This is the most enthusiastic C I think I've ever given. Like, I don't think any of these features are particularly powerful. Gravity Well is definitely cool. I think Gravity Well is like the reason to play this option. And it's not that hard to use, is why I think it's so compelling to me. It's something that you'll just instantly get some value out of, and then sometimes we'll get a really cool moment where you get a bonus 2d8 damage, right? Like, the ceilings on all these things are quite low. The costs of concentration makes this a kind of complicated character to play, because you need to not care about your concentration if you want to use your effects. Like, you can't have a just density up and event horizon at the same time.
That's
That's
true.
kind of rough. That
Yeah,
being
but I mean,
said,
like you didn't think of much of a just density anyway. I
true.
I like it a lot better at lower levels. And yeah, but I do see me growing out of that pretty quickly as I do have other concentration things I want to do. I like Gravity Well a lot. That's the thing I'm most
I
impressed
really do
about both of
think,
them is that it can just keep using them.
sure,
Violent Attraction has limitations, but
I don't really
like
matter.
you said before, I can use it as many times as I'm likely to want to.
Yeah, I really think they
Um,
could have, like, this could be shorter by just cutting that text, and I think
yeah,
also by cutting the concentration checks on just density, like, make it last a minute or something. It's fine. Like, you
yeah.
don't. I don't think you should have to concentrate on just density. I would have loved to see in the upper tiers they literally just remove that, because it still takes an action to use. Give it a duration, and then you're good to go, right? But like, oh, it already
But
has duration. It's a duration of a minute. Like, yeah, if you're gonna spend your action on it, yes. I think little adjustments could be made to this to make it feel a lot more cohesive and fun to play. As is, I think you'll run into a few hiccups, but probably get the fantasy you're looking for at the end of the day. And honestly, what more can you ask for out of a subclass?
yeah, I'm gonna give this one a B. Perhaps an irresponsible B, but I think I'd have fun playing with it.
You just see movement, and you're like, it's great.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can slow them by 10 feet and then Ray of Frost them. This is incredible. I've spent my 2 turns doing nothing. This is amazing. He's still hitting the paladin and hasn't moved in 2 turns, but man, is he
No,
not going
because
anywhere.
I keep moving them around with my Gravity Well.
Sure. Sure.
All right. We'll agree to disagree on this one.
No worries.
Let's
Let us
hear
know
what
whose side
the
you're on.
yes. Let us know what you think, commenters, down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Sam, for being here. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.